classically. I'm going to demonstrate to you the way we're going to do it in class, particularly because if you do it the classical way, it takes about 2 hours to roast it off effectively. And we just don't have that kind of time. With fabrication included, you guys will be lucky to get this done in the new way. Okay, this is a saddle of lamb. This actually comes basically be where your porterhouse would come from. See the tenderloins are right here. Okay, from the top side, that'll be where your strip actually starts coming from, and your tenderloins on the bottom side there. So for you to relate it to steak or anything of that nature, there you go. First thing you want to do is shave a very small layer of skin off the top. I said skin, not fat. Okay, sometimes the skin's going to be patchy. In this case, it's pretty patchy. Okay, you don't want to lose the fat if you can make the choice. But does everybody see the difference between skin right here and fat right there?
Oh, yeah.
It's a completely different texture. Okay, so you want to pull off just any kind of extra skin on the outside.
Nice.
If you do it before you take the bones out, it's quite a bit easier. After the bones are out, you can still do it. It's just it's a little bit trickier because it doesn't have quite the durability. I'm just very lightly jagging my knife across the skin. If you do that, you'll get nice long pulls. You can save the skin if you want to. It doesn't really fry up that well. It will make some interesting cracklings.
Rubbers.
Yeah, there you go.
Sheepskin.
Which apparently your parents have no clue exists. Okay, not that hard of fabrication, to be honest with you. First thing you want to do is pull out the tenders. You're just going to trace down the spine and loosen those up like you've done in pretty much every carcass so far. Wrap around the back side. Generally speaking, they pull out pretty well on their own.
Not my parents.
It's all downhill from sausage day, isn't it?
Oh, shit.
Okay, save the tenders. In the classic execution, you can use them. In our execution, it doesn't make a lot of point. Really, if you get a whole saddle, you'll get skin out to about right here, which makes really good for wrapping and stuffing. Ours don't come with that much flap, so there's not a whole lot to hold in these tenders and get the rest of the sausage actually stuffed in there really well. Hopefully you guys are taking note of the process by which I'm doing this, because this is exactly the order you need to do it in tomorrow. So you start off with your farce, get your polenta started. When it's ready, go ahead and get it done and get it in the refrigerator. And you start fabricating your lamb. Okay, so you start front to back, pretty easy. And like I said, I'm going to show you classic fabrication, then show you the way that we're going to fabricate it tomorrow, just so that you're aware of the two ways. And once again, my way of fabricating it means that you guys will be able to actually sit down and eat tomorrow. So you start up here with this last rib bone. You trace up so you hit spine. Same thing on the other side. Get right behind that rib bone. Trace up until you hit spine. Okay, then from there, you just pull down the back side of the chine. Until it releases.
Oh, it's all one piece?
Yep. This is the way, classically speaking, you want to pull off one whole piece. Now, classically, though, you're dealing with a very small lamb. This is Colorado, so this has actually been crossbred with mountain goats. So it's very, very large for lamb. we get a wicked deal on it. So. $7 a pound.
Does it taste better?
It's richer. It's close. It's beefier, so we enjoy it a little bit more. Okay. When you get both sides loosened up.
Is it Uncle Chuck?
No, it's not Uncle Chuck. It's Uncle Bob.
Uncle Bob. Bob Evans? I do.
I am one.
Okay, so tip of your knife, let the weight of the saddle do the work for you. Very lightly slice all the way down until you get to the skin. Does everybody see how that peeks up the skin right there? Okay, then come around to the other side, do the same thing, let the weight of the saddle do the work for you. So it just peels off the bone like that?
Yeah.
Okay, then for classical interpretation, you'll lift up, start at the top of the spine. Trace all the way down the spine.
That was easy.
Okay, that's your boned out saddle. We'll save these, they'll be made into stock.
That's easy.
Then you do it. You do some more.
It's not done yet. Okay, so classic interpretation, what we do, we clean out these two wings, alright? But like I said, you have wings that go out to here. We take these two tenderloins, clean them up, which is just pulling that silver skin, that chain off. Comes off that easy. Season these bad boys, lay them down the center like that, and then stuff our sausage on top and roll that big flap over it. Now, how big do you think that would be?
About
Pretty big.
6 inches.
Diameter.
About that big around. For this guy, about that big around, okay? The New Zealand rack lamb, which is much smaller, would be about that big around. You're pushing the weird button a little bit early, buddy. Alright. New Zealand rack lamb would be about 3 or 4 inches in diameter. This guy, these Colorado rack lambs, no kidding, get about 6 to 8 inches in diameter. Okay, that's the reason we can't do it classical preparation, because it'd take 2-3 hours just to roast the damn thing off.
How do you call it type again, Jeff?
This is saddle. This is a classic saddle, full saddle.
Is how you order it?
Yeah, saddle of lamb. It's very inexpensive. Runs about $7-8 a pound, or we get a deal on it. So it's probably about 10 to 12 right now.
Less expensive than regular lamb?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. They didn't give me my leg of lamb. Go over to purchasing, yell at them, tell them I need my leg of lamb. That's the only thing that I don't have.
Smoking hash in there?
Yeah, I need it. Hunt him down too, because he's gonna be trying to leave right now. All right, so to clean out the rest of the saddle, guys, don't pull too much meat off of this. You want to clean out a little bit of this extra fat and sinew. All the way out, both sides. You want to try and make sure that this large amount of fat right here is all gone. It's just too much. It'll render out and it turns into nothing. Okay, once again, all these scraps we'll save. Flip over to the same thing to this side.
Nobody there.
Have the lights out.
No, lights are on.
Lights around, but nobody's home.
Just keep an eye.
Alright.
Hey, you. Stop.
Okay. So once again, if I were to stuff this thing effectively and roll it up, it'd be about that big around. That's just stupid. We don't have time to roast that. Okay. If we're doing a classical interpretation, what I want you guys to do,
Cut it in half, probably.
go straight down the middle. This part, I'm sorry,